I am resident of Gallant for YouTube. Jules Sains. I'm joined by my buddy Gordon Dymowski, my buddy Patrick McCray, my buddy Alan Gallant. We are here to review Star Trek. Uh, uh, the episode about the hippies that are going to a very special place.
To die.
Great.
Yes. Patrick, you picked this episode, buddy. Why'd you pick this one?
It's ludicrous in a glorious way.
Yes,
It's heavy. It's heavy-handed. It's obvious. Hilarious Chekhov in love with a hippie girl. You get Charles Napier singing songs. He's terrible. The villain is just ludicrous. He does stupid stuff like eat poison fruit when he sees everybody's dead.
That's right. My God.
And yet I could see, somebody doing that just out of principle, I think he knows he's going to die when that happens. I really do.
He's like half aware of his own delusions.
Yeah.
But he can't overcome them.
It's a creature of its time.
Mhm.
I mean, it's painfully dated.
Defiant professor founds his own cult. I think they were trying to say something
Timothy
about
Leary.
Timothy Leary.
Yeah, Timothy Leary. And a very inaccurate picture of Timothy Leary also.
Yes, but that's what they were inspired.
Yeah, like written by Liddy of that era, And and Spock is the one who can reach the hippies.
Yes.
And Spock, I think he's like jamming on the Vulcan harp at one point.
Yes.
Got everything. It is a wonderfully ludicrous episode, and it's one of the weird highlights of season 3.
Yes.
That it's terrible Star Trek, but it's marvelously watchable.
Yes, I agree. And it also has Mary Linda Rapelier, who was a gorgeous woman and also graced our television screens on a couple of different soap operas, One Life to Live and Love of Life, I think, during the 70s and early 80s. And I know about her because she moved to Maine and lived there for the last 22 years of her life.
Jonathan Frid lived in Maine. Or no, Jonathan Frakes.
Yes, they lived. He and Jeannie Francis lived in Belfast for a number of years. They've since moved away. They ran, or she ran, some kind of a dress shop or a notion shop, something like that in Belfast.
He was a college professor, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, he was in the theater department.
Would not surprise me a bit.
Cool. Gordon, what did you think of the hippies, dude?
Well, I was talking about this before Patrick went on. And I have a couple of things. First, I wished I'd brought a shovel because it got very deep very quickly.
Yes,
and secondly, I like this episode when it was done as a 90-minute movie, was released by American International the same year and called Wild in the Streets. I mean, you can tell that this episode was written by 40-year-old dudes in suits who were afraid of the kids. I wish that, I'm not sure if this came out around the time when the Leviathan storyline was starting, but if it had, I wish Christopher Pennock would have sued Charles Napier for defamation of character.
Defamation of wig.
Like defamation of character.
And for those who are watching, this isn't a case of oh, it's so bad it's good. This is just not a good episode because it is so heavy-handed, and it is so, you can tell that the show was running on fumes. I mean, they recycled a prop from the couple stories past in order to put for their space cruiser. It's you can tell that by this point, I'm sure that they knew it was canceled. It's like, what the hell? Let's just throw it up there, and this is filler. And
I do, however, take great joy in the suck. I just enjoy this.
Yeah, episode. I mean, I do too. It is all of the things that you say.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter because it's still a lot of fun. It's a Viking funeral.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would want to, you found it fun, and I'm glad you found it fun.
Yeah.
I did not. I
Yeah.
found it a waste of time.
I have a question. Was this initially supposed to be more of a musical? Because I mean, there is singing.
There's tons
Bad
of
musical.
like the Wicker Man. It's the musical crap all over the place.
They
And
just-
and Jewel, Wild in the Streets has better music,
yeah,
and you can find it
Oh.
free on YouTube.
it's true.
It's the last movie I saw with my best friend before he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good
Oh
movie.
wow!
Yeah.
Perfect. I do think with this episode, it is very heavy. It just seems like something somebody randomly wrote this episode. And hey, let's just start space hippies.
Yeah.
Space hippies.
It's
Yeah.
relevant, man. You're Herbert, you know, if you don't like this.
Herbert. Yeah, Herbert. I mean, Spock communicating with them. I mean, that made sense. I like the fact that the most interesting part of the story is Chekhov knowing this girl from the Starlight Fleet Academy. And I like how they did play that into this. That's probably the best part of this. Okay, somebody who Chekhov knew. How about that?
It's popsicle time, but yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, I mean,
It's a sweet part of the suck. It
Right.
is.
You're-
That's a
you're-
sweet part of the suck.
right. You're in space,
But,
and
but I think it.
It's like a popsicle, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think it's safe to say, and I apologize for interrupting you, Jewel. I think
Okay.
this episode is more suck than sweet. I mean, it is definitely suck.
yeah, it is for
Vacation
sure.
time.
This is not going to win it. The only
No.
one this is winning.
If you look in the eyes of some of the actors, including Napier, but mostly the guy that plays the professor, you can see in their eyes they're looking forward to the big pot smoking session after the shoot that
Sure.
day.
Sure. But you know, so Silver Shatner and Nimoy.
Yes.
You know, I think this episode would have been more entertaining if there were the pot smoking sessions during the shoot.
Yeah, maybe so.
That
Nimoy was
I think
probably
would
holding the
make
whole
it
time.
entertaining.
I'm at a loss.
When I was a kid, I saw this episode and I thought to myself, this isn't what real hippies are like. Because I knew some.
Better.
It was kind of lurid.
Hey, I grew up with at least one real hippie, so
Yeah. Oh, my brothers were in college by the time I first saw this episode. I don't remember ever seeing it the first time it ran. So it would have been, in the early 70s or mid 70s, somewhere around that. And my brothers had both either gone to college or were in college at that time. And I had gone through that whole period. And my brother Michael in particular, he was a hippie when he was in college. He had hair down to there and the whole 9 yards. Let's see, the statute of limitations is run out. He was selling pot in college with his friends, and he was totally the real thing.
Well, there we go.
So here's a question. Charles Napier, what was he channeling his inner Jeb Hawks here?
No. I mean,
Well, he's certainly maniacal enough.
Napier would have made a good Jeb Hawks.
Yes.
He would have.
Yes.
In all honesty, God rest his soul. I think Napier just with Napier with natural talent, I think accomplished things that Christopher Pennock with a lot of training kind of found a little out of his reach.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Napier was a really interesting guy. He's a painter and a writer and a really, really fine actor.
Well, I think he was a more relaxed individual as a human being. I mean, Chris
Yes, he was.
It was wonderful, but Chris had the ups and downs thing going on in his life.
I'll tell you, if Napier had been on Dark Shadows, he would not have had a reason to have the jealousy issues over Selby that tortured Chris Pennock.
Yeah. That, especially at that young age, a lot of insecurity at that particular stage of his life. Particularly, I mean, it was very, very, very much. He actually writes about it in his comics He's pretty
Oh, sure.
upfront with the
Comics
fact
are
that it was a raging jealousy hard on for Selby at that time. So,
Oh, even later in life.
yeah, really.
I got to have dinner with Chris, and he went on and on and on about Selby, just
Yeah.
always being one step ahead with everything.
Well, again, he was a more relaxed individual, and kind of took to it a little bit better, I think.
Really.
Didn't have the angst that, the James Dean angst, I guess, that some actors were going for, and I think Chris was one of those.
Yeah, yeah.
Were they at this point in time? Was Gene Roddenberry beginning to discuss
Gene
the
Roddenberry was
potential?
across the lot.
Yeah,
Well,
he was like
He was writing Tarzan, a porno Tarzan.
he was dunking some secretary on the other side of the desert.
Yeah, at this point, Gene just said, "See you later."
He didn't
Yeah.
like the time slot.
Yeah. He kind of threw a bit of a fit
Yeah,
over
I
some
think he might have
stuff.
even been
Reason.
working on
Yeah.
Pretty Maids in a Row at some point.
God, I love that movie.
Oh my God!
Oh,
What
God,
a
that's
piece
such
of
a good
trash!
movie.
It's great. It's great.
Rock Hudson in a caftan.
Yeah,
That's all I gotta
and
say.
Angie Dickinson like luring young men into her boudoir.
With a guy gets so nervous, he sits on a chocolate duck full of booze.
Yeah.
And you got James Doohan and William Campbell and Telly Savalas and Roddy McDowell.
Yes, I
The
know.
cast.
I
And
read-
Roddenberry.
I read the book, and boy, what supreme piece of trash the book was. Yeah, I saw the movie at some point, probably in the 80s, and I was like, what the? There was a book? And I had to go out and get the book and read it.
Roger Vadim. God bless Roger Vadim. Man,
Yeah.
what a director. And
So Pretty Maids, just to maybe for the short form, it's kind of like Lord Love a Duck, but better.
It's soft core. I mean,
Okay.
The book is hardcore. The book is really kind of a sex pot book, but the movie has got a lot of that sort of.
one of the hidden highlights of that movie is when Rock Hudson is teaching a class and he gives this amazing counter-education, counter-cultural speech about the evils of modern life and modern education, and it's pure Roddenberry. And you know what?
Yes.
He's right. He's right. You listen to the speech, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my question to you guys was, when did they start discussing the first Star Trek?
The first Star Trek movie?
Yeah.
Very soon after the show went off the air.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're actually thinking of doing it as a new series, and then
Excuse me.
depending on who you talk to, it was either they said the new series was a cover for the movie, or the new series was scrapped for the movie. And I've heard different stories. So
No, it was scrapped for the movie, but as early as I think like 1973, Paramount was trying to get a movie mounted. And Star Trek Discovery, the ship, looks like the new Enterprise. It was partially designed, I think, by Ken Adam. And it was going to be directed by Philip Kaufman, who directed Invasion of the Body Snatchers and Right Stuff.
Yeah.
Planet of the Titans. And Stephen King covers it in Dance Macabre.
Yes.
A fair amount of detail, including Harlan Ellison storming off.
Which he often did.
That's what you expect. That's what you bring Harlan in to do, is storm off.
Yeah.
And he did.
Write a treatment and then get mad when you change one word of it.
Yeah, there was going to be a movie, and then there was going to be a TV show because Paramount was going to launch a fourth network.
Mm-hmm.
And there's phase 2. And then when Star Wars was a success, Paramount was like, God damn it, what are we going to do?
Now it's time.
We got our own.
Plus, by the time Star Wars was a success, the syndication of Star Trek had really taken off. And even the animated series was popular at that point in time, too. And that gave them sort of a connection to the original series to sort of launch from. So the whole thing was really working by the time Star Wars came out, starting to really start to get back into the zeitgeist of a lot of people. Plus, another generation of young people were really super interested in Star Trek by that time. So
Um, is there any good stuff about this episode?
Yes,
there's some,
Alan and I are, I think, in
yeah,
agreement that it's
yeah.
it's a delight.
It's yeah. I just enjoy it. I'm sorry you don't, Gordon, but I understand that too because I get the suck part. I do, but I just it just strikes me.
Criticizing this episode for me is like criticizing champagne for lacking vitamins.
Yeah.
It's just a frothy, just a frothy goof.
Yeah, it is, and it's acting on the hyperventilation scale by most of the cast, including the regulars.
I
So
do feel there's things that are missing in this episode too.
Yes,
Quality. Yeah, quality for sure. Like from a storyboard standpoint, okay, if you're gonna have these space hippies on board, they start sinning, they start seducing some of the crew, but it's like they don't completely seduce them all the way. It's like there was an indecision there where, okay, did they have that
they
sort
were
of
flirty
ability
fishing.
to manipulate people? It's like, okay,
don't try to analyze it.
worked.
You're gonna break your brain.
Yeah,
Don't try to analyze it.
For those of you who don't know, there was a cult back in the 70s and 80s that used to send the women out and do what's called flirty fishing to try to get new members of the cult. And they would basically seduce them, maybe not go all the way with them, but, kind of titillate them and so on. Oh, come to our dinner tonight, and they'd get some new members that way. So this is what's happening with these hippie girls in this episode. They are flirty fishing. They are being rather overt about it too. It's like, come join us, come, reach me, and all this whacked out vernacular that they're using that has really nothing to do with what hippies were actually doing at the time. So, but they were trying. I guess they were trying to make a completely new invention there, but it was.
I mean, if you want to talk about in my opinion, bad Star Trek. Go to the Apple. It's still the Apple is Vol.
Yes,
my favorite Star Trek character.
Yes, the statue that belches smoke and fire.
I often used to fantasize about Vol having his own talk show. With glowing eyes, just at Johnny's desk.
Yeah, right.
Place at Johnny's desk.
You just respond to whatever the guest was saying.
No, but I do think it would have been like if the sending thing could have had him actually manipulate the crew harder that way and give them that ability, or you're the guy who's sending the songs. Maybe he's the real leader, and they imprison the wrong guy because they think he's the leader. That's something.
Well, he's second in command, I think. And they've got the diplomat son along for protection more than anything else. He's a dope. He's a complete dope.
Joel, you could read the ingredients of a soup can and come up with things that are better than are in the script. I mean, it's not hard to do.
Carrageenan for preservation.
Joel, you could do bathroom reading after a night of eating a lot of very spicy Mexican food, and you'll have better material at both ends for an episode.
You could read the Defoe of Barnabas Collins and come up with a better script. Well, okay, maybe that's going a little far.
There's a story about Lost in Space about the Great Vegetable Rebellion, and one of the actors,
Carrot Man, and all that.
Yeah, one of the actors went up to.
It was Jonathan Harris.
Jonathan Harris, went up to the writer and said, "What the hell are you thinking?" And the writer said, "I didn't have one more goddamned idea in my head."
Now that's
kind of when you reach release. That's kind of like when you reach nirvana.
And you can do things like the Way to Eden or the Vegetable Rebellion.
Now the Great Vegetable Rebellion is one of those fun episodes because you can tell the writers, like, you know what, I just don't care. I'm getting paid for this anyway. Let me just make it as dumb as possible.
And so I would argue this is one of Star Trek's great vegetable rebellions. Literally, the vegetables revolt against the people who land on the planet.
No,
Yes, it's
Patrick,
true.
that's a stretch.
It's the ultimate rebellion, though. The vegetables win.
They do. They do. They always will.
Yeah, the one thing I could never figure out is, and I'm sure that the actor, I forget the guy's name now, that played the professor, probably couldn't figure it out either. Why am I wearing these ears?
The ears. The ears. It's just all so good. It's God.
John Chambers was probably bored that day. He's like, okay, I want to do ears, but I don't want to do pointy ears again. So I'll do like cauliflower
cabbage ears.
They're Ozempic ears.
Yeah, God.
They're the deadly ears.
Yes, the deadly ears. That's
the deadly ears.
Oh joy! Season 3.
Dare I ask, do you have a favorite scene in this episode?
Yes. It's almost all of them. Anytime Charles Napier's singing some song.
Oh yeah, the jam session is definitely right up there.
Yeah, yeah.
He's totally committed to it, but people are standing around him going, "What the hell am I doing here? Here, give me the check."
If they hadn't died, this would have had a hell of a sequel on DS9.
Oh, no kidding.
These guys showing up old and bitter.
Yeah. Resurrection of Dead Hippies on DS9.
Cisco's had it. Oh man, Odo would have a fit. Quark, I'm keeping my eye on you. Every episode. I always imagine Quark would come to work and find a post-it from Odo. It just says, I'm keeping my eye on you. Oh.
Oh.
Quark, you got a favorite scene?
Ooh. That's a toughie.
Like a riddle of the Sphinx. Yeesh.
I will say that I love the kind of after school special moment when Spock says, perhaps you will find or make your own Eden. Like you could tell that like the writers were like, they had a mortgage payment, they're going to go up the Sunset Strip to try to pick up some hookers. So they need an extra little cash. Okay. So they had that line and they figured, okay, Eden, we'll do an Adam because, hey, and then,
his name was Adam. That line comes out of nowhere.
Get it?
Get it over the head with it.
It's as subtle as an anvil in the crotch.
Yeah. I like that. I like that Eden line that Spock gives at the end because it's like Nimoy is giving it in that logical tone that says "fuck off."
I don't know, because if you listen to the albums that Leonard was recording at the time,
it's true.
Poetry, we were all children searching for love, that he was doing at the time. I think Nimoy might have been the guy taking it seriously on the set.
He was the one that did the Bilbo Baggins song too.
He sure as hell did.
And there's actually a video of it.
There's a video where he's got the Spock haircut, so you know that it was while he was filming.
These women jumping off of rocks and stuff.
Magnificent.
I got to tell you, Gordon, I like your attitude towards this, though. It's kind of like from Almost Famous when Philip Seymour Hoffman as Lester Bangs pulls out a Yes record and he goes, no, and puts it back. It's
because I do think I'm, and this is just a personal thing for me, which is I think there's way too much of I can appreciate watching something that's so bad that's good, but I think you need to acknowledge when something is just bad. So like I have a friend.
I agree. I mean, if it strikes you that way, that's the way it strikes you.
That's your reading of
Absolutely. And there are other things that strike me that way totally that don't strike other people.
And I don't know if I would say it's so bad it's good. I think it's good in a weird way.
Hilariously bad.
For me, so bad it's bad is something I don't want to watch again. For me personally, and I can watch this thing over and over again.
Yeah, this I find a hilarity in it, and maybe it's because I'm in the theater business and I see all the ticks, and that's part of it. I think for me,
Mhm.
I see behind the mask what's going on a lot, and it's kind of fascinating for me, I guess.
I think the other thing I like is that Napier was absolutely no hippie.
No, absolutely not.
He's
He's
a
like this
sensible Kentuckian.
rugged, sensible guy,
Yeah. I
probably
mean, Cherry
boxed
Harry and
for
Raquel.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
he's probably, I'm sure during the shoot, he's like, what the hell am I doing here?
Oh,
Get me
I think it
some
was.
bourbon and some sausage and
Yeah,
get me the hell
I
where's
out.
think
my
he was planning his
cigar?
vacation that the episode was going to pay for.
Yeah, exactly. It's that trip to Cancun or whatever. Yeah, I can see him after the final scene of the day is shot. Okay, that's a wrap. Just whipping the wig off
I'm
and
out of here.
throwing it on the ground.
Putting on a shirt.
Yeah.
You know what a favorite scene of this is?
Tell us.
The credits. There you go.
The credits. Yes, yes.
Right up there with the loved one for you.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that lovely young thing. She was 25 at the time. The one that the Russian girl.
Oh, you're not talking about Napier.
She's
Oh,
the cheesy Russian accent girl.
yeah.
She. I remember the first time I saw it. I think I was probably 14 or something, and I'm like having all sorts of adolescent eruptions going on because she's just, she was just my type at that point in my life. So I've never let that leave me.
Before we go, R.I.P. to Claudia Carnelli, Pink Panther, Once Upon a Time in the West.
Yes, Cardinal, Claudia
Oh, Claudia
Cardinal.
Cardinal,
She
yeah.
passed away. Yeah, yeah, she was something. All right, she's definitely an embodiment of the '60s. She was, you know, a big part of that
Oh, I got a suggestion for something.
zeitgeist.
We're talking about people who passed away. It'd be nice to watch The Sting and talk about it. Robert Redford.
Sure.
That's a hell of a movie.
Yeah.
When do you want to do it?
Friday.
Staying on Friday.
I won't be able to make it Friday.
Can we do it
I'm
on
out
Thursday?
that evening.
Oh no, you probably got something else going on. What other night could we do it that we could all be here?
Thursday, Saturday. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like I'm good for Saturday, but I don't know if anyone.
Let's do it Saturday.
it's okay by me.
All right.
Yeah, we're opening a show, but I'll watch it ahead of time because we got plenty of days to watch it, and then I can just kind of
Flanagan.
flip on. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
good Robert Shaw movie too. So
Yeah.
And he's back in the news kind of with his son writing that Jaws play.
yes, and
Yeah.
his son, who played him, his father, in the original production, is like almost a dead ringer for him. It's really kind of spooky.
My production of that would have each actor showing up, sort of playing their character as Matt Hooper, as Richard Dreyfuss, with
Yeah.
the hat and the
Yeah.
denim shirt and the whole thing. It was really real production.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of what that show calls for anyway, is that double, that layered, you're playing the actor, playing the character kind
Yes.
of. So it does kind of call for that.
Is there anything you guys want to add before we go?
No, I think we can leave Eden behind for a little while.
Eden's in my heart. It goes with me wherever I go.
That's right.
Are we doing anything tomorrow?
Well, we got to talk about the Star Trek continues.
We
Yeah.
haven't done 10 and 11, right?
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah, and I can and tomorrow night I can jump in one because I've got the Zoom. I'll be coming out of a Doctor Who meetup. But I also I got into Star Trek fan films around 2015, so I know a little bit more about some of the background, not only of this series and some of the controversies, but also the whole kind of fan film
Curse of
that-
Axanar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not it's messier than Patrick's Labubu sex dungeon, basically.
What time do you want to start the podcast, Gordon?
Can we aim for 10:45 your time, 9:45 my time?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. So Star Trek continues tomorrow. Link to Gordon Dymowski's Amazon page website's going to be in the description box. Link to Patrick McCray's Dark Shadows Book of Bound will be in the description box. Link to Gallant's YouTube channel Collins Port After Dark will be in the description box. I have 2 Dark Shadows videos dropping tomorrow, guys. You guys have a good night.
Peace.
Good night,
Love.
all.
Dope.